Hey y'all, welcome to 7th House Tarot. Today's reading is hot with themes of temptation, emotional strength, and someone who looks perfectly fine on the outside, but it is crumbling on the inside. There's a tower moment building here, so let's dive in. Hey y'all, welcome to the 7th House Tarot. We're going to do a collective reading today. We're going to start with some astro dice to see if we can get an idea of what we're going to be seeing today. Okay, so we have Capricorn, we have the 12th house, and we have Uranus. So the 12th house governs the unseen, the subconscious, intuition, secrets, karma, isolation, dreams, hidden enemies. It's where we face what's buried deep spiritually and psychologically, okay? So, and then we have Uranus, which represents sudden change, rebellion, breakthroughs, innovations, genius, and disruption. It shakes things up where it lands. It brings awakening, freedom, and unpredictability. And then we have Capricorn. So Capricorns are typically disciplined, they're structured, they're practical, they're ambitious, and they're status oriented. It values control, tradition, and perseverance, the opposite of the Uranus' wild energy. So we could be looking at a repressed need for freedom. We could be looking at a hidden genius. We could be looking at karmic liberation, some unpredictable subconscious, some solitary innovator. We could be looking at fear of losing control leads to resisting change until it erupts suddenly, some hidden rebellion against authority and social rules, some self-sabotage through rigid thinking or denying institution. Let's grab some key terms here and see if we can get a little more clarity on what today's reading is going to be. Okay. Let's pick some keywords. We get a couple. Oh gosh, we're already popping out here. So we got pot. Sweet reward, treating yourself, something desirable, recreational, giving in to temptation. Okay. We've got turtle, peace, resolution, protection, fertility, persistence, determination, patience, pace yourself, taking life slow, feeling at home anywhere, emotional strength, remain true to your path. And we have horse, high horse, dependable to own detriment, faulty foundation, in need of work, a workhorse, find outside, unstable inside, proud. Fine. Okay. Let's see if we've got anything else to help us out here. All right, we have tower, crumbling foundation, meant to allow, be built, back up with stability, high-rise building, unsettling event, unexpected happening. So this to me is like like the tower card in traditional tarot. Okay, so what I see here, the theme with these cards, we've got jealousy at the bottom of the deck, but so what I see here is something desirable, pace yourself, have emotional strength. Somebody might be on their high horse, in need of some working on themselves. They might be fine on the outside and unstable on the inside. And then we've got some kind of tower moment coming along here. Let's see if we can get a clarification on this. Okay. First of all, let's identify, Spirit, is this work or love? Can I get a card in the upright if it's love? And can I get a card in the reverse if it's career?
So the overall energy for this reading is the High Priestess. The present situation in the relationship is the Wheel of Fortune. The obstacle is the Five of Swords. The strength in the relationship is the Five of Pentacles. The weakness is the Ace of Swords. The advice is the Nine of Pentacles. The hopes and fears is the Eight of Pentacles. The outcome is the Five of Cups. On the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Pentacles. Okay, so let's take a look at this here. So before I pulled the cards, we roll the 12th house, Uranus, and Capricorn energy. So this combination is deep. It's about hidden instability under the surface of control here. Okay, so let's talk about, remember we pulled the dice at first and we got the 12th house, Uranus, and Capricorn. So this is all about hidden instability under the surface of control. Uranus in the 12th house shakes up what's buried. So secrets, the subconscious, the things we pretend that are stable. That Capricorn energy is keeping it all together to look strong and composed on the outside, but on the inside, something's about to break. So this is a karmic awakening here. The mask that this person is wearing is starting to crumble, and hidden emotions demand to be seen in this situation. So let's see how that plays out in the tarot here. So the overall energy was the High Priestess, remember? So this says that you already feel something. You already know kind of what's going behind the scenes. Your spidey sense is shaken, right? And you know something's off, even if you can't quite explain it yet. The High Priestess connects straight to the 12th house Uranus energy. Your intuition is picking up the chaos from behind the calm. You sense the tower before it falls here. This Wheel of Fortune in the present situation of this connection shows fate is spinning in this connection in a new direction. With Uranus in play, this could be a sudden shift, something unexpected that changes everything here. So this is divine intervention here, and this cycle needed to happen. Okay, so then in the obstacle, we have the Five of Swords. So the Five of Swords is like ego, mind games, manipulation. And with that Capricorn energy pushing here, it can get rigid. Someone's trying to control the narrative to avoid looking weak in this situation. But Uranus doesn't tolerate control. It blows it apart here. And if someone's been pretending they're fine, expect that mask to come off here in this connection. And then with the Strength, we oddly have the Five of Pentacles. So you both feel abandoned, left out, or emotionally disconnected in this connection. So it's that bond of hardship that's bringing you together. That's the unspoken understanding of loneliness that's connecting you two here. But love shouldn't always hurt to feel real, okay? In the weaknesses, we have the Ace of Swords, and given it's in the blockage position, there's confusion, miscommunication, maybe even some denial in this connection. The person's inner instability is clouding the connection. They may not even know what's real anymore. Uranus in the 12th can cause mental fog, emotional detachment, or sudden outbursts. So with the advice for this connection, we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this is encouraging you to step into your independence here, your confidence, your worth. You've built yourself up. You don't need to chase emotional chaos. This is standing in your own power with this Nine of Pentacles. And Capricorn's here to remind you to reclaim your structure. So ground your energy. You don't have to save someone who's choosing not to heal in this connection. So the hopes and fears is the Eight of Pentacles. So you want to fix this. You're hoping all your effort will pay off, but you fear it's one-sided here. Uranus says, stop working what the universe is trying to transform. If something's meant for you, it won't collapse under the truth. Okay. And then the likely outcome in this connection, we have the Five of Cups. So this represents sorrow, disappointment, and the realization that something has been emotionally draining for far too long. But here's the blessing. Uranus brings freedom through disruption. The tower moment that's coming, it's not punishment, it's release. It clears the old energy so you can finally align with something that's more stable, grounded, and authentic. At the bottom of the deck, we have that Ten of Pentacles. And under it all, we have, this is a promise. It's emotional and material abundance after the shakeup. So Spirit's saying what's falling apart isn't the end. It's the breakthrough that sets the foundation for a long-term stability. So if this message resonated with you, claim it by typing, I trust the universe to reveal the truth in the chat. Remember, the High Priestess already knows. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message so it reaches the one who needs it the most. And if you'd like a personal reading, especially with the Astro Dice or Chakra Insight decks, my email's in the description. Until next time, stay grounded, stay intuitive, and trust what's hidden will always rise to the surface. See you in the next reading.